Did you know an American actress almost played Daphne? What surprising cast member actually auditioned for an entirely different role to the one he got? Stick with us to find out what the cast of Bridgerton should have really looked like. Anthony Bridgerton. Behind every great show is a cast of incredible actors. After all, stories just wouldn't come to life without them. Netflix's latest hit period drama, Bridgerton, has completely dominated the world. And for good reason. With Phoebe Dinover as Daphne and regé-jean as Simon, the fans have been able to witness a love story unfold that isn't exactly what we're used to when it comes to Regency-era shows. Bridgerton flipped the script on period dramas, and we're completely here for it. But what if Phoebe and regé-jean missed out on the chance to play these incredible characters? They were just two of many actors that auditioned for a chance to work on the project. So if casting directors had gone in a different direction, what would the cast have really looked like? We already know that season 2 of the show is going to largely focus on Daphne's brother, Anthony Bridgerton. In season 1, we saw how much Anthony struggles with his position in society thanks to the excellent skills of Jonathan Bailey.
Second son we shall find better. He is of dubious parenting.
Honestly, it's difficult to picture anyone else in the role now, but the character very nearly went to Timothy Renouf. Renouf even grew a mustache for the audition, so you know he was dedicated and wanted to completely pull the look off. Just look at his tape.
This matchmaking scheme that you've rather transparently concocted with Lady Danbury, it's not going to work.
Timothy was really in it to win it, but he still lost out to Bailey. Like a lot of the cast members, Renouf is still a young up-and-comer in the industry, so he doesn't have a lot of credits to his name. At a huge 6 feet 2 inches, he would have been a dominant presence on set. Plus, we can't deny that he has the looks that would completely suit Anthony Bridgerton, as he's supposed to be one of the most eligible bachelors in London.
He will not make her happy. Daphne deserves better. I know you think of problem solving here, but you're not.
Still, we can't wait to see what Jonathan Bailey has in store for us next season. Marina Thompson.
You may think me a villain, but I did what I thought I must.
As fans know, the part of the pregnant beauty, Marina Thompson, went to Ruby Barker, who absolutely nailed the character. Ruby is still pretty new in the industry, but something tells us she'll be around for a long time. Ruby did have stiff competition though. Brunette beauty Talitha Stone tried her hardest to land the role. Check this out.
I'm only here at my father's insistence. It seems our land has seen better days. Pa believes an advantageous match will rectify the situation.
Ultimately, Talitha just wasn't a match for Ruby. Fans of British soap operas might remember Talitha for her appearance in Emmerdale, but she wasn't a core member of the cast. Can you imagine Talitha trying to marry a Featherington instead of Ruby?
It was love, Penelope.
Daphne Bridgerton. Phoebe Dinover made Daphne Bridgerton so iconic that it's almost impossible to imagine the show without her. She's so beautiful and looks so innocent that she suits Daphne down to the ground. But did you know the part almost went to American actress Caroline Day? Caroline starred in the Lifetime series Army Wives as Emmeline Holden, so she knows what it takes to hold down a hit TV show. However, there was something about her audition for Daphne that just didn't quite sit right. Take a look for yourselves.
I am aware of your friendship with my eldest brother, and if that were not enough, I am also aware of things a certain writer has recently written of you.
Is it just us, or does Caroline seem a little too mean? When we think of Daphne, we think of a delicate flower, but Caroline gives across some very serious poison ivy vibes. While Caroline is a great actress, we're pretty happy that casting directors went with Phoebe. Bridgerton just wouldn't be the same without her. Simon Bassett. Regé-Jean has been a huge hit as Duke Simon. Fans are so invested in his romance with Daphne and how they finally got together. But what if we told you that the Duke could have looked a lot different? In fact, Anthony Bridgerton actor Jonathan Bailey actually auditioned for the part. Bailey told Oprah Mag, "It wasn't until I was talking to the production company and Chris Van Dusen, the showrunner, and at the end of the meeting we'd spoken about family and men in society and women in society and our own personal experiences," he said. And they said, "Have you thought about Anthony? We're going to send you some scripts to read because we think you might be an Anthony." Was he disappointed? Actually, not as much as you might think. Bailey continued, "Ultimately, it's really exciting when you're told the character you should be thinking about," he added, "because no one wants to go and see Hamlet played by someone who wants to play Hamlet. They saw something in me and they were like, go on, you can do it." Although Anthony might not have been one of the main two characters in season 1, he's set to dominate season 2, so Jonathan Bailey really landed an incredible part. Looks like he knows it too. So while the Duke could have been played by a completely different actor, there's also something else that's really different about him. This time, it's how the character is in the books versus how he is on screen. In the show, Simon boxes all the time. It's how he stays in shape and how he lets off steam. But if the show was to stay true to the books, the Duke wouldn't box at all. Even though boxing was popular in that era, Simon never steps into the ring during Julia Quinn's original book, Penelope Featherington. We're assuming that if you're watching this, then you've watched the entire show, but we'll throw it in there anyway. Spoiler alert, Penelope Featherington is such a sweet character. You can't help but feel for her, as she's hopelessly in love with Daphne's brother Colin, and he barely even notices her.
I cannot expect you to understand. Not everyone can be a pretty Bridgerton.
Actress Nicola Coughlan steals the scene in every single spot, but it's the very end of the show that had us talking the most. We may not know who auditioned for the part, or if the character looks a million miles away from how Julia Quinn originally described her in the books, but we do know that Penelope wasn't supposed to be revealed as Lady Whistledown until much later on. In fact, readers don't discover that surprising twist until book 4 in Quinn's series. Something tells us that Penelope's character arc is going to be almost unrecognizable, so fans of the original stories might get a few thrills too.
With Whistledown still on the loose, next season will be far more interesting.
What do you think? Would you have picked a different cast if you had the choice? Let us know in the comments.